But do you think that Modi still has a cavalier disregard of the mandate he has got? He still cannot recognize the fact that now you have a leader of the opposition. It's a constitutional post, which you have to mandatorily have some regard, acknowledge it. But he still feels that, he is living in those yesteryears where he had a brute majority.
I don't think it is rejection of the mandate. I think he's in denial. Like most despots are, most people who rule the way that he tried to, like Hitler, they're all despots. They believe that this is never going to end. They believe that they are here for eternity and this can carry on. It doesn't. They undermine the importance and the power that people have in a democracy. They undermine the very DNA of this country. The very DNA of this country is with Gandhi and not Godse. And I do believe that when he lets these things happen, and I'll tell you what my grouse with Mr. Modi is. Rahul Gandhi can be your fiercest opponent. You and him can lock horns in a political electoral battle. But when violence is instigated against a politician in India, we all need to rise above our politics and say this is not on. I have said it. For somebody who may have used a certain language against Mr. Modi, I expect the BJP to do that. But instead of doing that, the whataboutery that happened. I mean, Mr. Nadda's letter is a reflection of where our polity is. These letters, Neelu, you and I know, are become documents of history. The various letters that Pandit Nehru wrote to his chief ministers as prime minister are documented evidence of history of that period. Mr. Modi chooses not to write to anybody in response. But these are letters that get documented in history. And in history, it will say that one paragraph had the various abuses that they allege Mr. Modi was saddled with. The letter starts with product, polish. Is this the language president of a political party like the BJP should be using? He's a minister in the union cabinet. I don't know. I mean, if this is frustration of losing an election and, looming losses staring in their face again, perhaps it is. If it is frustration because the RSS is dead against him and wants him removed, perhaps it is. But to do this and to do this in this kind of language, what is the difference between a JP Nadda, Narendra Modi and a troll today? That's the only question I ask. In the heat of the moment, sometimes in television debates, we get carried away. And we say things which are unpleasant. We are very terse with each other. We try and never be unparliamentary. But our leadership never does that. Mr. Gandhi was asked in America about hating Mr. Modi, and he turned around and says, I don't hate Mr. Modi. I don't agree with his politics, but I don't hate him. And he comes back to a country where Modi's party wants to kill him. Is that what our polity has become? And Mr. Modi is going to look the other way? And it's not as if this is not in the realm of, reality. Rahul Gandhi has lost his family to terrorism, to violence. The RSS, the ideological head of the ideologue of the fountainhead of the BJP, instigated violence against Gandhi, that a man could go and kill Mahatma. That's their history, which is why I have zero faith in what they say and what they do. But I'm sorry if I'm sounding alarmist, but I just echo the concern that a lot of us in the Congress have.
But is violence, is hatred now the only weapon left with BJP to which they are latching on? Because they know that whatever they talk about development, it will be just seen as zero. So that is the only weapon which BJP now has to counter Rahul Gandhi.
Neelu, what development can the BJP talk about? You start with the Delhi to the Jabalpur to the Rajkot airports. You start with Shivaji statue. You look at Atal Setu. You look at Sudarshan Setu. I mean, an entire Nagar Palika truck in Pune fell into a pothole today. An entire goddamn truck. That's your model of development. I mean, from roads to bridges to flyovers, they're all falling apart. It's almost as if this country is falling apart like a card, a pack of cards. It's absolutely crazy. So what development can they talk about? The development that they have done is that youth in Haryana are either going to, war-bound Israel, or they're doing donkey, or 46,000 postgraduates and graduates are applying for 5,000 jobs, which are category D jobs, which are, cleaning jobs. Is that where they've got, this is development for them? And as far as what you're saying, hate, and I don't know about that. But Mr. Modi was in Kashmir, and I don't think Mr. Modi can do an electoral campaign without three words: Hindu, Muslim, Pakistan. All through the 24 campaign, we saw him doing Mujra, Mangal Sutra, Aapki ye le jayenge, Aapka kamra chhin lenge, bhais chhin lenge. That's the fear mongering. That's how divisive that man is. And in this campaign, he's gone to Pakistan. My counter to that is very simple. Who the hell is Pakistan? Pakistan is fighting for its own struggle. When you talk about Indira Gandhi split open Pakistan into two, defeated them, gave birth to Bangladesh. What about you? You can't even name China. And I can actually turn around and ask, why does the Chinese diplomat praise you? Why does the Chinese government newspaper sing peons of you? Why does the Chinese PLA in our core commander level talks keep saying that Mr. Modi also said nobody has entered our territory, and which is why status quo ante of April 2020 is not being restored? I mean, there are multiple questions. I can also turn around and say, how is it that the Lashkar-e-Toiba and ISI on record have said that we prefer the BJP in government in the center? What does that make you? What relationship do you have with them? I can ask questions on from Saifullah to Tariq Ahmed Mir to Tasib Hussain, who are members of Hizbul and LET, who were your office bearers in Kashmir and Jammu. I can ask you questions on Saifullah. I can ask you questions on Dhruv Saxena, who was actually spying for the ISI. I can ask you questions on how dare you allow ISI to enter our country. But is this the debate? Is this the level of debate? Is this the level of discourse? Or should we be talking about return of statehood, creation of jobs in Jammu and Kashmir, ensuring that there is peace? What peace are they talking about? There have been 26 terror strikes in Jammu and Kashmir. 21 of our brave hearts have died in the last 100 days. What are they talking about? I mean, I don't get it.
Stay ahead with our cutting edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.